going on, everybody? It's your boy Dylan the Villain, and we're coming back at you once again with another Total Extreme Wrestling video. We are playing as the WWF in 1997. It is week 2 of August. We are 2 weeks away from SummerSlam. We gotta keep building up that momentum, keep building up to SummerSlam, keep building up to the matches. In a pre-show bout that had terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd heat, the Rock and Roll Express defeat the Dudley Boys when Ricky Martin pinned Devon after a missile drop kick. Ricky Martin and Rick Martin, Robert Gibson and Ricky Martin with a 61 and 60, while the Dudleys have a 44 and a 51. Dudleys have excellent tag team chemistry and the tag team specialist bonus, while the Rock and Roll Express have excellent tag team chemistry, teaming together. Rock and Roll Express pick up the win over the Dudleys, who are in developmental. We are going to move on to the next segment. And it is Steve Corino as he defeats Mosh by pinfall with an old school explosion. The match got a 40, not bad. Steve Corino with a 40 and Mosh with a 30. Color announcing commentary gave the match a boost, and Jim Cornette did some great ringside work. Jim Cornette, as y'all know, the manager of Steve Corino. Before we start this, I apologize for week 1 of Sunday Night Heat. I recorded the episode and I accidentally deleted the episode and lost everything that I've already edited and everything. So we did not have week 1 Sunday Night Heat. I'll basically just rebook the show for Sunday Night Heat this week moving forward, and basically we'll just replay the first episode. Sorry about that. I apologize for that inconvenience. I know that some of y'all are a big fan of Sunday Night Heat, but I apologize for losing that episode. I tried to organize all the videos and everything, and I guess I accidentally deleted it. But we are going to go ahead and start the show. I was just letting y'all know what was up with Sunday Night Heat. And I'm just going to go ahead and start the episode, guys. And we start off with 100. Not bad. As we found out from Shotgun Saturday Night that Triple H will be here tonight on Monday Night Raw. Let me even that up a little bit. There we go. That he was going to be here on Monday Night Raw, and he had a lot to say, and boy does he. He comes out to the ring with his Intercontinental Championship, and he goes, you know, it's sad that every week that it took me 2 weeks to get back at 100%, and hell, I'm not even at 100%, but it's sad that it took me that long after my last man standing match to get back at a percentage that I need to be, because come SummerSlam I'm going to beat Bret Hart for the World Wrestling Federation Championship, and I'm going to vacate my Intercontinental Championship, and I'm going to be the WWF Champion. And at this time Bret Hart comes out and he goes, well, Triple H, you're right, you've been away for a week, and I noticed that you haven't defended your title within a 30-day time period. So I talked to Vince, and Vince agreed that you should defend your title before your title gets stripped from you. And what we're going to do is tonight you're going to go against Davey Boy Smith for your Intercontinental Championship. Triple H he doesn't really agree to it, but Triple H is just like, you're on, you know, like I can beat Davey Boy Smith any day of the fucking week, you know, like he's just a fucking ass clown. I can beat that guy. But we're going to move on to the next segment. And it is Christian as he takes on Rick Steiner. Christian picks up a win against Rick Steiner. Rick Steiner came up to me backstage and said, I believe this Christian kid has a good future. And we want to let him shine on that one. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to give Christian a little time to shine and to give him a little momentum. and everything. So Christian picks up the win. The match got a 70. Christian with a 58. And Rick Steiner making him look good with a 67. They end up pulling off a 70. So good job, guys, on that one. But Christian picking up a big win. Oh, it only got a 90. That's okay. So we go backstage, and it's Vince McMahon and Shane. Stephanie's in the office, and she's crying, and she's just like, Dad, please don't make me. Please, please, I don't want to go on a date with Chris Jericho. Please don't make me go on a date with Chris Jericho. And Vince is just like, you made a promise, and you're going to fulfill your promise. And now I want you to date somebody who I believe is a real gentleman and has class, and who's going to be the future here in the World Wrestling Federation. Not somebody like The Rock. The Rock's not going to be a future. You know, like he's a third generation wrestler. You know, like at least Chris Jericho's dad. You know, he played hockey and everything like that. You know, like he's not just some wrestler. And Stephanie's crying. He's like, please. And Jericho comes in and he goes, don't worry, Vince. You know, thank you for seeing my potential as not only the best in the world, but the best in here in the World Wrestling Federation and the future of the World Wrestling Federation, Vince. I highly appreciate that. Vince is just like, yeah, no problem. And he goes, don't worry, your daughter is in good hands. I'll make her forget about the Croc. And the only name that she will be saying from now on is the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, Chris Jericho. And he's like, come on, baby. And he puts his arm out. And Stephanie like looks at Vince and she's just like, do I really have to go out with him? As you know, The Rock lost against Kane. So Stephanie can't talk to The Rock anymore. And so Vince set her up on a date with Chris Jericho. And we are going to check in on them later tonight on their date. But as of right now, they are going on their date. And hopefully we can get a camera crew on them and check in on the date later tonight. We move on to another matchup. And it is Ken Shamrock taking on Ultimo Dragon. And Ken Shamrock picks up a win. Ken Shamrock really hasn't had a lot of momentum here lately, picking up some losses, and I figure we can go ahead and give him a push. That's the thing about Ken Shamrock is he's not very good at selling, so but he's good in ring. He's phenomenal in ring. Maybe we can work around that. Maybe we can team him up with somebody or give him a feud to really help him shine and to become a top tier talent on the roster that I know that he can be. If y'all have any ideas on booking Ken Shamrock, let me know. Give me some ideas, guys. I'm always happy to hear what y'all would like to see and everything like that. And I really want to give him a push, but I just don't know who to put him up against, pretty much. I've been putting him against people on the house shows, and nobody has chemistry with him so far, and nobody has bad chemistry with him so far. That I had ideas for, so hopefully that will be a good thing. But he picks up a win. The match got a 68. Not a good match, but not a bad one. He wins by ankle lock. And we're going to move on to the next segment. And it is Double J Jeff Jarrett. And he comes out to the ring, and he has Deborah. Michael Cole's out there, and he goes, Jeff, ever since you brought in your new manager, Deborah, you've been picking up loss after loss after loss after loss, and you keep telling us that Deborah is going to lead you to the top, and so far it seems like you've been on a losing streak here lately. Jeff Jarrett goes, look, that losing streak doesn't mean anything, right? He's like, some people just have bad days. He's just like, it's what you do after you have a bad day on whether or not you're successful or not. He's just like, I'm not going to look at the negatives. I'm strictly looking at the positives. The future of Double J Jeff Jarrett. You see, I know for a fact that Triple H is going to go on to SummerSlam and he's going to vacate that Intercontinental Championship at the pay-per-view. And I'm going to go on in that pay-per-view matchup and I'm going to win that Intercontinental Championship. He goes, I don't know if Vince is going to put me in it, but I know that Double J Jeff Jarrett will be the best Intercontinental Champion of all time. And with Deborah by my side, I know that I can be the best Intercontinental Champion of all time. So I don't care who my opponent is. Bring him out here because I'm going to whoop your ass. And we go to that matchup. And Double J beats Ahmed Johnson by submission with a figure 4 leg lock. They have great chemistry, and it showed in the performance. It got an 80. Wish I would have known that before Ahmed decided that he was going to quit. Ahmed is leaving for WCW. So I believe he has a month. He signed with WCW. He's jumping to WCW. They offered him more money than what I thought I should be paying him. I'll put it that way. So go make more money, guy. In a good match, Double J Jeff Jarrett beats him by submission with a figure 4 leg lock. The match got an 80. They have excellent chemistry together. Double J with an 80 and Ahmed with a 70. Deborah and Double J Jeff Jarrett have pretty good chemistry together. We're going to move on to the next segment. And he celebrates in the ring with Deborah after the thing. I don't know why the hell it did that. But we go on to another matchup. And for some reason, this match ends by just double disqualification. Something was supposed to happen. Why? That's weird. Something was supposed to happen. That's why it ended in a double disqualification. Somebody was supposed to come out. Okay. I guess it just ends in a double disqualification. Sorry about that. That is me not going back over and looking at my notes. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be... APA was supposed to come out and interfere in the matchup. Attacking both men. Because APA feels like they are the rightful #1 contenders. And they came out and beat them up. But we move on to this segment, which got an 85. And it is Paul Bearer. And he says, we held up our end of the bargain, Vince. We got rid of The Undertaker. We got rid of Sting. We haven't heard from either one of them. And we held up our end of the bargain. Now it's time for you to hold up your end of the bargain. We want a WWF World Heavyweight title shot that we're promised. And he said, we took out your Steve Austin problem. We took out your Rock problem. And anybody that gets in your way, we took them out. And Vince is like, yes, you're right. Thank you. He goes, I will give you your World Wrestling Federation title shot. You have my word that I'm gonna give you that match. But as of right now, basically, like, as of right now, I'm not gonna give you that match right now, right? But the Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam, I will give you that matchup for the WWF title. And whether it be Bret Hart or whether it be Triple H, I will give you that title match. And Paul Bearer's like, oh yeah, thank you, doing the typical Paul Bearer thing. Oh yeah, that type of thing. So Kane is penciled in for a World Heavyweight title match against whoever wins Triple H and Bret Hart at SummerSlam the night after the Monday Night Raw. Kane will be getting his World Wrestling Federation title shot. We're going to move on to our next segment. And it is the Big Show taking on the Hardy Boys, and the Big Show just dominates both of them. Big Show is a monster of a man. He beats them both in a handicap match. He pins Jeff Hardy with the chokeslam in 1307. Big Show with a 94. Matt Hardy with a 73. Jeff with a 75. It advances the Death to Hardcore storyline. Nice. Good job, Matt. Good job, Matt. Matt got some psychology. The segment got a 100. I wouldn't expect anything less. Raven McFoley come down to the ring, and they start attacking the Big Show. And they start beating the Big Show with weapons as Raven watches and laughs with the Hardcore Championship in his hands. He basically, for my New Japan fans, he's basically treating the Hardcore title like Naito treated the Intercontinental Championship. Raven thinks he's better than the Hardcore Championship, and he's just slinging it around and treating it like shit, and not basically like treating it like crap. But they beat up the Big Show, and we're going to move on to the next segment, and it is the date of Stephanie McMahon and Chris Jericho, and they're on the date, and they're having dinner, and Chris Jericho, you know, he's trying to be a gentleman, but Stephanie's just, he's being a cringy gentleman, and Stephanie's just not having it. And they get to the waiter, you know, and the waiter's just like, would you like some wine? And Chris Jericho's just like, well, we'd like some wine. Of course we'd like some wine, you stupid idiot. You know, he's like, pour me a drink. Chris Jericho being the typical heel Jericho. And he's just like, the waiter's like, what about the lady? And he's just like, no, she's fat enough, you know, like he's insulting Stephanie and treating her like shit. And basically he's just being an egotistical asshole the whole time. And they get their salads, and the cheese grater guy comes out to put cheese on your salad. And he has glasses and frilly hair, and Jericho's just like, don't I know you? And all of a sudden the guy's just like, just tell me when. And he starts grating the cheese, and Jericho's just like, when? That's enough. And he just keeps grating the cheese, and Jericho's just like, hey, that's enough. And then as he stands up, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin attacks Jericho in the restaurant, and Stephanie's screaming and everything like that. And she runs out, and she starts crying, and she's on the phone. But she doesn't call Vince. She calls The Rock, and The Rock said that he's going to come pick her up. And she's just like, I need somebody to come get me. And you're the only person I trust to come get me. Like, this date's ruined, and Stone Cold had showed up to ruin my date and everything like that. So The Rock comes and gets Stephanie after her date with Jericho is ruined. But as we know, The Rock is not supposed to be talking to Stephanie anymore. So this may lead to some problems down the road. We're going to have to find out. But Steve Austin basically attacking Chris Jericho in the restaurant was pretty much the whole segment. And we're going to move on to the next one. And it is our main event that did horrible for some reason. I didn't associate a storyline with it. That sucks. That sucks. Oh my god. That sucks. Anyway, this match was supposed to do a lot better than an 82. But in an exceptional match, Triple H defeats Davey Boy Smith. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen that one coming. By pinfall with a pedigree, following interference by Owen. Owen Hart comes out and cost Davey Boy Smith the match. Because, as we've known from the previous episodes, somebody attacked Kurt Angle at the pay-per-view, and Owen strongly believes that it was Davey Boy Smith or Jim Anvil Neidhart that attacked Kurt Angle, taking him out of the WWF World Heavyweight Championship matchup against Bret Hart, and Owen ended up taking that place. He ended up losing the matchup. He was the one who ended up letting Bret Hart win, pretty much, giving Bret Hart the win, as Bret Hart cheated and beat Owen to retain his title. But Owen strongly believes that Davey Boy was the one who attacked Kurt Angle, and after the match, Triple H just gets out of the ring, and Owen's still on Davey Boy and attacking him. Bret Hart and Jim come out, and Kurt Angle comes out basically to help Owen in the matchup here as we finish the show, and Triple H just hightails it. Triple H is like, this ain't none of my business. You know, like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm focused on Bret in my WWF World Heavyweight Championship matchup at SummerSlam, and I ain't worried about all this drama that they're fucking dealing with. So, I'll see you. And we're going to go ahead and finish the show. The show got a 90, not bad. Increased our pop in 17 regions, and would do We'll do 5 in Canada, but we need a better TV deal in Canada. La Parka. I remember watching La Parka in WCW. That is correct. When I was a much younger, much younger than what I am now. Jeff Hardy came up with a new move, as we found out. WCW Nitro will now be shown in a later time slot, seen as a blow to WCW. They can't keep up. They suck. New champion in WCW. This guy won the vacant WCW United States title. This is the first time he's ever held this title. Vacant, winning the title. Chris Benoit beating Ming, Ric Flair, and Chrono. Wow, that's pretty cool stuff. They actually gave the belt to Benoit. What do we got here? Tim White, contract coming up. Gotta give Tim White. Steve Corino, natural talker. Should give him more ring mic time. Kurt Angle, a fan of Steve Corino. We are gonna delete that. Already know about Steve Corino. You don't need to tell me I'm a huge Steve Corino fan. Okay, we'll take care of that off screen. But thank y'all for watching, guys. Thank y'all for liking the video, like always. If you are new to the channel and like what you see, the subscribe icon will be over the Monday Night Raw logo. If you like this episode and want to go back, the playlist will be over last night's results. And like always, guys, my name is Dylan the Villain. And like we say here at Pro Am Gaming, if you can't play with each other, do what I do and play with yourself. I'll see y'all on Shotgun Saturday Night. Oh no, ECW. It will be ECW because ECW comes out on Wednesdays, and I'm going to try my best to get Monday Night Raw on Mondays and Shotgun Saturday Night on Sundays, and Sunday Night Heat and pay-per-views on Sunday nights. We're going to try my best on that. Don't hold me to that, but I'm going to try my best on that. My name is Dylan Villain, and I'll see y'all on the next one, guys. Thank y'all for watching.